Oh look, I'll be real with you. 6 months ago, I thought I had a handle on where robotics was headed. Then I sat down to research this video and spent 3 days with my jaw on the floor. The pace right now is just stupid fast. So today I'll prove that to you with 6 different robots, all real, all deployed or nearly there. No concept renders, no vaporware. So let's go. First up is DroidUp Moya, and this is the one that weirded me out the most. This one is first because it messed with my head more than anything else on this list. DroidUp is a Shanghai company, and they unveiled a humanoid called Moya at the Zhongyang Robotics Valley. The internet went wild. Half the comment sections were calling it a Westworld android, the other half were just typing nope and closing the tab. Both reactions are honestly valid. Moya stands at 1.65 meters tall and weighs 32 kilograms. She's built on the DroidUp's Walker 3 platform, which is the same base that won a bronze medal at the world's first robot half marathon in Beijing in April 2025. Walker 2 ran for 4 hours and 25 minutes straight with no battery change, so the legs aren't new. What's new is, well, everything else. The skin is made from lightweight lattice muscle material that stays between 32 and 36 degrees Celsius. That's human body temperature. You shake her hand and it's warm. DroidUp founder Li Qingdu put it bluntly, a robot that actually serves people should feel like something people can connect with, and they built that. Cameras behind the eyes drive real-time facial tracking. She smiles, she nods, she winks. DroidUp claims the gait is 92% accurate to actual human walking. They call Moya the world's first fully biomimetic embodied intelligent robot. Moya launches late 2026 and price is around 1.2 million yuan, which is roughly $173,000, and it's aimed at healthcare, elder care, education, and retail. My honest reaction? I get why people are unsettled. But the use case for something warm and emotionally expressive in elder care for people who are isolated especially or lonely, that's not trivial. That matters, and I'm keeping a close eye on this one. Next up is Boston Dynamics Atlas, and this isn't a demo anymore. Now, if you followed Boston Dynamics over the years, you know the story. Atlas has been doing backflips and parkour since 2017. Gold standard robots are cool content for nearly a decade, but that phase is over. Atlas is a product now. At CES 2026 in Las Vegas, Boston Dynamics showed the production-ready all-electric Atlas. Live demo on stage, Hyundai's presentation, full commitment. Deployments are already settled this year, and they are going to Hyundai's Robotic Metaplant Application Center and Google DeepMind. New customer slots don't open up until early 2027. So, what are the specs? Well, first of all, 56 degrees of freedom, fully rotational joints, 2.3 meter reach, 50 kilogram lift, water resistant, operates to -20 to 40 degrees, and when the battery dies, Atlas walks to a charging station, swaps it out, and keeps going. That's just how it works. The hand on the Atlas is a 3-fingered gripper, a camera in the palm, 7 degrees of freedom, and purpose-built for industrial handling. Smart choice in my opinion, because 5 fingers is over-engineering for most factory tasks. The big thing though, the large behavioral model developed with Toyota Research Institute. A human shows Atlas a task once via VR teleoperation. That gets trained in a simulation and pushed to hardware. The result policy runs 1.5 to 2 times faster than the original human demo. Atlas literally outpaces the person who taught it. Price though is steep. $420,000. That's because of the enterprise-grade Hyundai-backed manufacturing. That said, the fact that it's already physically on factory floors doing sequencing work is, to me, the single most important milestone this industry has hit. Next up is Unitree's G1, and this robot democratized everything. Here's what I respect about Unitree more than almost anything else in this space. While everyone else was racing to build the most impressive robot, they addressed a different question. What if we just made one that people could actually afford? The G1 starts at $13,500. Yeah. That's insane, especially when taking into consideration that other robots in this list run from $150,000 to $420,000 like the previously mentioned Atlas. Unitree built something serious at a fraction of the cost. The top-end ADU Ultimate NVIDIA Jetson Orin NX at 100 tops, DeX, 3-1 tactile hands, up to 43 degrees of freedom, full SDK access, and it maxes out at $73,900, which is still cheaper than most of the competition's base model. And this is not a toy despite its price. 120 Nm of torque in the knees, carbon fiber frame, LiveOx 3D LiDAR, Intel RealSense cameras, ROS 2, Python, C++ support, imitation learning built in. You demonstrate a task, it watches and learns, and then performs it nearly perfectly. 5,000 units are already shipped in H1 2025. Amazon, Stanford, MIT, UT Austin all run one. RizBot, built on a G1, went viral if you saw that. Latest firmware added LLM integration into the Jetson Orin, a natural language task commands, directly on the hardware. Carnegie Mellon's SOFTA dual agent system makes the hand so stable during walking that it can carry water without spilling and film steady video simultaneously. It also holds a 1.4 meter standing long jump record, does a side flip, does a kip up. Unitree didn't build the cheap robot, they built the robot that let researchers everywhere get their hands on this technology. And that's how entire fields evolve. Next up is AgiBot, and they have 4 robots, all of which amount to one big statement. Now, AgiBot is a Shanghai company, and they've also been on a roll. Let me break it down quick. The headline is the Expedition A3. AgiBot dropped teaser footage in early 2026 and people lost their minds. The A3 does aerial flying kicks, mid-air strikes, cyclone kicks where it touches the ground and spins back upright. AgiBot says it was filmed in real-world conditions with no CGI. It has a flexible waist which is engineered for full human range of motion. It has legs built light for stability under dynamic load. Targeting retail, live events, entertainment, mass production is planned for 2026, and the goal is tens of thousands of units. That launch came right after AgiBot Night, a 60-minute gala in Shanghai on February 7, 2027, which is hosted entirely by 16 humanoid robots. Dancing, comedy, group routines, flips, all live. 16 humanoids performing simultaneously for an hour without incident is a real stress test, not a controlled YouTube clip. The other 3, the FF Futurist, FF Master, and FX Aegis, debuted under the Faraday Future brand at NADA in Las Vegas. I'll be straight with you. FF Futurist and FF Master are AgiBot A2 and Lingxi X2 hardware with Faraday Future software layered on top. FF's own SEC fillings acknowledge a reliance on a single OEM. The FF Futurist AgiBot A2 base is 169 centimeters tall, weighs 69 kilograms, has NVIDIA Jetson Orin 200 tops, and starts at $34,990. The FF Master is starting at $19,990, and the FX Aegis quadruped at $2,499. The AgiBot A2 hardware is solid. It completed a 106-kilometer autonomous trek from Suzhou to Shanghai in November 2025. Now, whether the Faraday branding adds enough value is a separate question. Just know what you're buying. Then comes the XPENG Iron. And here's the question. What happens when a car company builds a robot? Now, there's a pattern in this space worth noticing. The companies best placed to build humanoid robots at scale aren't always the pure robotic startups. It's the ones who already manufacture precision matches in volume. XPENG is the cleanest example of that right now. At their AI Day in Guangzhou in November 2025, XPENG unveiled next-gen Iron and the crowd went sideways. It moved so naturally that more than half of online viewers were convinced a person was inside. CEO He Xiaopeng came back the next morning and literally unzipped the robot's back on camera to show the internals. The Iron without skin hashtag trended top 2 on Douyin that day. Now, when it comes down to specs, Iron stands tall at 178 centimeters, has 70 kilograms, and 82 degrees of freedom. 22 of those are in each hand. It also boasts with the industry's smallest harmonic joint in the fingers, a 1-to-1 human scale replication. It picks up eggs without breaking them, its spine bends in every direction, and it has full body soft skin with embedded touch sensors. And what about compute? 3 proprietary Turing AI chips, 2250 TOPS total. Also, this is the first humanoid with full solid-state batteries. It's safer, lighter, and has longer life. It's already deployed in XPENG's own factory on P7 EV production lines. A 110,000 square meter dedicated manufacturing facility breaks ground this quarter, and the mass production target is the end of 2026. Pricing is expected to start around 150,000, and SDK is open to global developers. Even Elon Musk himself said Tesla and Chinese companies will dominate this market. And watching Iron move, he's probably not wrong. Now, next up is Robotera L7, which is the fastest on the planet, bar none. And this is the last robot, my personal favorite. And if you've never heard of Robotera, pay attention very closely because these guys are doing things nobody else is. Robotera spun out of Tsinghua University in Beijing, and the L7 is their flagship humanoid. 171 centimeters, 65 kilograms, 55 degrees of freedom. It holds 2 world records. Fastest humanoid robot at 4 meters per second, which is 14.4 kilometers an hour, and highest standing jump by a humanoid. And before anyone asks, yes, those are independently verified scores. The hand is something else. Fully direct driven 5-finger design, 12 independently actuated degrees of freedom. Every finger moves on its own. Knee joints deliver 400 newton-meters of peak torque. Aerospace-grade aluminum is used alongside carbon fiber. 2.1 meters of arm span is to be expected, and 20 kilograms of dual-arm payload. It comes with binocular cameras, 3D LiDAR, full microphone array. It also has dual compute, x86 at 80 TOPS plus NVIDIA Orin at 275 TOPS. The Era 42 embodied AI model runs everything end-to-end with no external server. Now, here's the fun part. Just before Chinese New Year 2026, the L7 performed a full choreographed sword dance based on the Dugu 9 Sword's fictional martial arts style. Jumping, slashing, fast pivots, clean landings, the sword never slipped. Not once. And if that wasn't enough, it also dances hip-hop, it's bartended, and it has done 360-degree spin jumps. But if that wasn't enough, in the industrial setting, it sorts packages, it scans barcodes, it tightens screws, handles textiles, assembles components. Over 200 units are shipped already. 9 of the 10 largest tech companies in the world are customers. This includes MIT, Stanford, UC Berkeley, and many more, which all run research on it. Over 50% of their 2025 revenue came from North America and the Middle East. The L7 simply doesn't compromise. Fast and precise, industrial and entertaining. That combination is rare. That combination is the future. So, 6 robots. 6 completely different bets on where this technology is going. But the picture is clear. Humanoid robots aren't coming. They're here. They're being deployed. They're getting smarter, and the rate of improvement compounds every single month. A 13,500 research platform sitting next to a 420,000 factory worker. A warm companion robot next to a martial arts performing world record holder. There's room for all of it, and all of it is moving fast. Now, I didn't expect to feel this way about robots a couple of years ago, but here we are. And if you're not paying attention to the space, you're going to wake up one day and realize you missed the whole thing.